Hey guys, how's it going? Solo here, coming at you with a double dose today. We're going to put out two videos. The first one is going to be on Roblox. They are IPOing today, and if you're not too familiar with the company, Roblox is basically a video game company at its core. So let's take a look into it, see what they're talking about, see if this is even a good company to think about investing in. At the time I'm making this video, this company is not yet publicly traded, but is going to be publicly traded very, very soon. So is this something that you should get in on the train on early on, or is this something we should avoid? Let's get right into it. So let's just take a look at a lot of news articles and a lot of the data on Roblox, because right now there is no data to do technical analysis on. We can only look at the fundamentals of the company. So let's get right into it. We'll take a look at some articles from TechCrunch, from Seeking Alpha, and the Motley Crew to see if we can get a decision on whether we think this is a good ticker or not to trade or to invest in. So as you can see, this article from TechCrunch was back in end of November, talking about how Roblox is filing to go public, along with Airbnb and DoorDash, both of which those two companies are also going public this week as well. And let's just see, it says Roblox is the child-friendly gaming company, which actually filed to go public back in November. And news is that they are going to go public today. I am making this video early in the morning, so we'll have to keep an eye on to see what their stock IPO is at. But it's a free-to-play game and developer platform, and I think this is the key, is that it's a developer platform. So obviously gamers don't have to pay to use its service, but the company can make money through in-game purchases called Robux and subscription services called Roblox Premium, which is basically how the company makes the most of their money. But third-party developers can use the experiences on the platform that cost Robux, and it looks like that is a big moneymaker for them, because it earned $72 million in the first 3 quarters of 2019, and in 2020 that number almost tripled to $209 million. So let's do a deep dive into it to see what this company is all about. Looks like the revenue also grew 139% from 2018 to 2019, and also revenue expanded 68% in just the first 3 quarters of 2020, possibly because more people were at home because of the illness, and that's exactly what this article goes on to say in the next paragraph. So how investors are looking at this, obviously is to be determined because it hasn't been publicly traded yet, but looks like they're having a great year this year, and it looks like sales activity in a given period, without giving effect to certain non-cash adjustments, grew 62% in 2018 to almost 500 million, another 39% in 2019 to almost 700 million, and then another 171% to 1.24 billion just in the first 3 quarters of 2020. So that, they say it right here in the article, that growth is downright impressive. Roblox financials seem to be in really good shape right now. So let's see who owns what. So Roblox obviously right now is a private company. They raised some money with rounds led by venture capitalist firms such as Altos, First Round Capital, and more. The real thing I always want to know about companies is how much cash do they have on hand and how much debt are they in. And it looks like, it says Roblox has $810 million in cash and equivalents heading into its IPO. And so it says once they go public, the investors will likely try and convert their what was illiquid cash shares into real liquid cash as soon as they can. So everything right now, at least looking at the numbers from a very 20,000 feet view perspective, looks pretty good. I don't see a number about how much debt they currently have, but we'll have to keep a look and keep an eye out to see what the financials are looking at. But honestly, in this day and age right now in the stock market, it seems like the financials and the fundamentals, nobody really cares about that. It's all a hype and meme economy, and I think Roblox will be a hyped and meme stock. Let's see what Seeking Alpha says. So this article actually came out more recently on December 4th. Again, it says that they have filed an IPO to raise $1 billion in its Class A stock. They operate a 3D virtual reality system and provide developer tools. Again, they've grown very fast in a growing industry, but unfortunately, this article says they have high operating losses. So that's not a good sign. Let's take a deep dive into this article and see what they say. So they're a California-based company founded in 2004. They wanted to create a place for consumers to create, play, and interact with others in an online 3D environment. Their CEO is David Baszucki, and looks like he's had other jobs, most previously at Knowledge Revolution. So they have a trailer here, which I don't want to play, so I don't get copyright stricken. But looks like they have a lot of offerings. They have their game engine, game client, a social platform, cloud computing, and team development infrastructure. So it looks like overall, again, these are some numbers. They pay a 30% percentage fee to major app stores as a large developer, although this may be under downward pressure in the future the more they grow. Let's take a look. Their efficiency rate for marketing has gone up from 2019 to 2020, which is a good sign. As far as their marketing, let's see. Their other major competitive participants include Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, Activision Blizzard, so a lot of big name companies here. Valve, actually, interestingly enough, I'm very curious if Valve will ever go IPO, because I think that would be a very good ticker, because a lot of people are PC gamers that play on Valve's platform, essentially. But let's see, financials, here we go. So, again, from 2018 to 2019, they were up 56%. From 2019 to 2020, their total revenue was up 68%. Gross profit from 2019 to 2020 also up 62%. Let's see, operating profit or loss. So that's actually good that their operating profit or loss was actually down 35%. So here's actually the category that worries me. From 2019 to 2020, take a look at their operating losses, because they're in parentheses, so that means it's a loss. So in 2019, their losses were about $91.5 million. In the year of 2020 so far, ending September 30th, their loss was more than double that at over $206 million. So it looks like they have even more operating losses than they did last year, which is not a good sign. Their net income actually has also gotten worse. Their net income in 2019 was actually not even positive, it was negative. It was a negative $86 million. And their net income this year so far as of September 30th was negative $203 million. So I don't know. I don't know if their financials are actually that great right now, because it looks like even though some of their numbers are going up every year in terms of their revenue, I'm assuming their losses or their expenses are going up every year, and that's why they have a net income loss even worse than they did last year. So from a financial standpoint, I take that back. It may not actually be a great company to invest in just for the financials, but that doesn't matter. Let's take a look at the final article, and this is going to be from the Motley Fool, and it says why everyone is talking about the Roblox IPO. So let's talk about that, because this is essentially what I'm asking here, and what is so great about Roblox. So it says here are 3 reasons investors are talking about Roblox: growth, and more growth. So I've already shown that they are growing year over year from 2018 to 2019 to 2020. It says most of their growth has been fueled during the illness by teens and tweens with too much time on their hands. So if the vaccine comes out and more people are going back to work and more people are going back to school, I would expect that their user base drops off because people just aren't home as much to play this video game. They have multiple revenue streams, it says, which we've already talked about. And looks like they have the opportunity to expand into China. It looks like they've gained entry to China via a partnership deal with Tencent, which is the largest online gaming company in the world. So that could be a big plus for the company if they can tap into China's large population. And now let's take a look at this. It says a few reasons to pump the brakes. So just like I said, it says the company's growth hasn't come cheaply. It lost $206 million in the first 9 months of 2020 compared to losing $46 million in the year before. And same thing, it says its rise has come because a lot of kids are homebound right now with free time. New users jumped 40% in March. And the other thing is that also competitors are going to include big companies like Sony, Microsoft, Disney, and Google, which are just starting to ramp up their own cloud-based gaming efforts. And the article says expect the ride to be bumpy. So honestly, I had good hopes for Roblox as I started this deep dive, but now that I've seen some of the numbers, I think that Roblox may not be the greatest company to invest in right now. It seems like a lot of their recent growth this year was fueled by the illness and by people staying home and people having more time to play video games. But if the world gets more back to normal, where people are more back in school, more back at work, their user base might drop off significantly. and their revenues might drop off as well. Let me know in the comments below if you plan on buying Roblox. It does IPO today, so today might be your opportunity to get in there while you can. Let me know what your thoughts are. Do you agree or disagree with these articles? Add me on Discord, add me on Twitter, add me on Instagram, add me on Reddit, and as always, happy trading.